Welcome to Localization News You Can Use, your daily dose of localization know-how for Monday, January 12th, 2026. We're starting today's broadcast with a look at the strategic overhaul many leaders are facing. The conversation around AI is shifting from what is it to is it actually working for us? Mugais Jahangir has published a crucial guide for technical leaders outlining the 5 questions a CTO must ask when evaluating language AI today. This isn't just about specs, it's about digging into data privacy, customization, and true ROI. In a similar vein of scrutiny, Andrés Romero Arcas is challenging the status quo with a post arguing that machine translation is overrated for certain activities. He suggests we need to be far more selective, applying MT only where it truly fits, rather than treating it as a universal patch. This skepticism is healthy because it pushes us toward what Novilinguists is calling the Post-Localization Era. They argue that the traditional boundaries of our industry are dissolving, merging into broader global content operations. Hovivian takes this a step further, asking a provocative question: have LSPs cornered themselves? The post explores how providers can escape the commodity trap and return to delivering genuine, high-level value. Multilingual magazine adds to this strategic debate with 2 pieces. First, they advise us don't panic regarding the AI tsunami, urging a calm, strategic response rather than a reactive one. Second, they posit that the future of global marketing is in content, suggesting that embedded content strategies will soon reign supreme. Publishing Perspectives also weighs in, looking at the macro view of how translation AI can serve the greater good beyond just commercial efficiency. Now let's look at the hard technology driving these changes. We have to talk about the human in the loop. Sigma AI is emphasizing the critical, often overlooked role of human annotators. As models get larger, the quality of that human feedback loop becomes the primary differentiator. On the flip side, we have an analysis of AI interpreter tools that clearly delineates what they can and cannot replace, following a reality check for anyone expecting a magic wand. In terms of pure tech releases, AICerts is reporting on real-time video localization engines that are reshaping global media consumption right now. Resemble AI has made a big move by open-sourcing Chatterbox Turbo, a tool that promises to accelerate voice synthesis development. Google has also dropped a major release, MedASR. This is an open medical speech-to-text model that could revolutionize how we handle medical transcription and accessibility. For those who need a refresher on the basics amidst all this high-tech news, POEditor has a solid breakdown of exactly what neural machine translation is, and Lingoport is keeping us grounded with the latest requirements for software and UI localization. This brings us to the life sciences sector, which is seeing a massive intersection of regulation and translation. Despoina Polyzoidou has been prolific, discussing both the heavy regulatory compliance challenges in medical devices and, in a separate piece, strategies for transforming multilingual medical device content to meet those rigorous standards. Slator backs this up with data, analyzing how the EU MDR and IVDR regulations are driving a very specific type of future translation demand, one where accuracy is a matter of law, not just style. Lionbridge is also celebrating this sector, curating a list of the top 10 life sciences content pieces and blogs from 2025. Moving to business intelligence and market data, we have some forward-looking resources. Astra Inc. has published a guide on what agencies need to know about language access laws in 2026. Vital reading for US-based providers. Wolfestone has thrown their hat in the ring with a set of bold translation and localization predictions for the year. Slator is keeping us informed on the financial side with their language industry buyer tracker for January 2026 and their monthly data and news briefing, giving us a snapshot of who is spending and where. Community engagement and surveys are also front and center. GALA has released insights and announced prizes regarding their annual membership survey. Cresceri is doubling down on data collection, urging everyone to participate in the European Language Industry Survey, or ELIS, to ensure we have accurate benchmarks for the region. In a separate update, Diego also shared his personal takeaways from a recent industry activity. The LangOps trend continues to gain momentum, with the LangOps Institute launching Sprint 25 to help organizations accelerate their language operations maturity. Events are also ramping up. ELIA is promoting the strong community focus of their upcoming Together event. Stefan Hui is championing that same spirit, reflecting on the Vamos Juntos community. And in another insightful post, he defends translators, arguing they don't object to change itself, but rather to the poor management of that change. We also saw a retrospective from the Brazilian Language Association on Bliss 2025. Finally, let's wrap up with company news and people. One Stop Asia has unveiled a refreshed brand identity, signaling a new chapter in their operations. Fuad Habash has teased some big news coming out of Blend localization today. In the awards category, Mark Westray and Interpreters Unlimited have been named to the 2026 Leaders of Influence list. A fantastic achievement. Siobhan Gori has updates for the ELI Translators Group, keeping the freelance community connected. Sylvia Zalabarde writes beautifully on language power, exploring how our work reforms community and belonging. Christina Byland discusses scaling with heart, focusing on the trust inherent in managing data. And lastly, Nimdzi has released new audio insights in their Talk to Nimdzi series. Thank you for listening to this episode of Localization News You Can Use, your daily dose of localization know-how.